just to try to stay focused. Don't never let anything you know what I mean, try to get you off your game plan. Maybe this is the devil or something. You know what I mean? trying to
out publicly. So now, a lot of people have something to say. Will the fight still go on? I have no idea. You get what I'm saying? Lamont Roach, you might need to make contingency plans or whatever.
It's like, even if you want to give Gervonta the benefit of the doubt and say that he's innocent, when you got track record of 4 or 5 DV cases, all proven guilty, bro, it gets to a point.
After his recent arrest, Gervonta Davis broke his silence, expressing a renewed focus on his work. With the Lamont Roach rematch now at risk, fans are unsure about what comes next. Some think Gervonta Davis's fame makes him vulnerable to allegations, but the impact on his career remains real. While nothing has been proven, growing tension around the situation could jeopardize the rematch. If things worsen, fans may have to accept that the fight might not take place after all.
If you likes this, please subscribe, Fight File, and click the bell icon for more new boxing updates.
Right, so Tank is on probation for that. So this will be a violation of his probation, but he's a celebrity. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to get a slap on the wrist. He has money and stuff like that. Now, the question I have is this: you know, what's going to happen with the Lamont Roach rematch? Will that fight still go on? Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I don't expect Tank Davis fans to, you know, they're going to brush it off like it ain't nothing, because that's what they do. They literally, a lot of them worship this guy. So, and I get it, I understand. However, will that fight still go on? That's probably why we haven't heard anything. I was listening to Blue Blood Sports TV, but then when I was listening to his video, guess what? I'm going to show y'all something. Now, some of y'all may say, oh, this is nothing. There's a podcaster that I watch all the time by the name of Ticket TV. I watch a lot of the big podcasters, right? Podcasts, right? I want y'all to see something. Y'all see this right here. Let me show y'all this. As you can see right here, Ticket TV is talking about this. And the title is this: Breaking News, Boxing Superstar Gervonta Tank Davis arrested for beating up women. Beating up woman.
The future of Gervonta Davis's upcoming fights remains unclear, as his ongoing legal problem casts a shadow over planned matchups with Jake Paul and Lamont Roach. While no official cancellations have been confirmed, the growing uncertainty has caused great concern among promoters, fans, and broadcasters. High-profile boxing events depend heavily on timing, logistics, and momentum, and any legal complication can derail the structure behind these big bouts. Negotiations, promotional campaigns, and training camps are all carefully timed, and plus risks affecting the economic value and competitive integrity of the events.
Couldn't come at a worse time for Tank. Of course, he's chasing that rematch with Lamont Roach, and that big money Netflix fight with Paul. And this case could potentially cancel both of these fights. For the Roach rematch, it's just kind of being assumed that this fight is happening in mid-August. Everyone has seemed to acknowledge that it's happening, yet there's been no official announcement. Why has there been no official announcement? Well, maybe they were/are waiting to see what happens with the case. They have known that this was gonna probably come out for the last month, so maybe they were either bracing for impact or hoping it could be all sorted out. But we're now about a month out from the proposed rematch, and time is running out. Every day that goes by, it looks less and less likely, and the news today certainly won't instill any hope. Even if the rematch does happen, the conditions are about as bad as they can get for Tank. In what might be the highest pressure fight of his career, he won't have a complete camp and would have legal proceedings hanging over his head. Combine this with the fact that he seemed a bit rattled and emotional after the draw, it's either a combination for a great performance or a combination for an absolute train crash.
With each passing day, the chances of seeing Davis in the ring as planned seem to fade. In particular, the Lamont Roach rematch holds significance due to their unresolved history, and the Jake Paul fight presents a lucrative chance that could draw massive attention from both boxing and crossover audiences. As the situation develops, organizers must prepare for multiple scenarios, ranging from rescheduling to total cancellation. For Davis, the effects extend beyond the fights themselves. A delay could stall his career's progress, affecting his rankings, rhythm, and readiness. Everyone invested in the sport is watching closely, hoping for clarity before the chances slip.
absolute train crash. And Tank especially needed this rematch to be able to get that Jake Paul fight. The Jake fight was seemingly signed and sealed, and all he had to do was beat Roach. And after he didn't, it was pushed back until he could, with Jake in the meanwhile opting for Chavez. But Paul versus Tank is a fight that doesn't make too much sense on paper, but when you break down the circumstances around it, it kinda does make more sense. It would be another fight like Mayweather versus Logan. It's the biggest money fight and the biggest eye-drawing fight Tank can currently get. And for him, even with the size difference, he would probably see it as a pretty easy night's work. And with all this, before the news broke today, there was a rumour in about the last week going around that they might be potentially skipping the Roach rematch and going straight to Paul. I wouldn't be surprised if that's still somewhat in the plan.
Leading up to the controversy, an online discussion between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach added fuel to the speculation fire. The back and forth on social media showed tension and uncertainty regarding a rematch. Roach appeared confident, making bold claims, while Davis's answers were less direct, leading some fans to assume he lacked interest in going into the ring again with Roach. This digital dialogue has been interpreted by some as a sign that Davis may be hesitant or distracted, though others say it reflects ongoing personal stress. Either way, public exchanges of this kind often influence how fans and analysts read fighters' intentions.
Yo, Gervonta Davis cancels the rematch with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach posted, laugh out loud, buddy, know damn well I don't mess around like that. He gassing y'all up to justify why he ain't do his part of the deal yet. He really might pull out of this fight. Stay tuned. Gervonta Davis responded with, you a beat. I can meet you at your school, son, if you want. That got nothing to do with boxing. We talking about the fight that's supposed to be happening, the rematch, you feel me? And he want to respond about meeting you up outside, meeting you up at your son's school. That's a little confusing, my people. So it makes me feel like this might be true. Like if it wasn't true, Gervonta Davis would have said, yo, what are you talking about? The fight's still on. You getting knocked out. Not start trying to talk street. You feel me, my people? Let me know how you feel about this. Do you think this is true? Do you feel like Lamont Roach is just letting the cat out the bag? Like, yo, my people, Gervonta Davis might pull out of the fight. He's gassing y'all up and trying to start outside beef, but this is the truth. And if Gervonta Davis wasn't going to call out the fight, then he would have said, yo, that's a lie. I'm knocking him out, my people. You feel me? And then after this, Gervonta Davis also posted, yo, y'all could take the #1 spot. I don't care for boxing no more, my people. Pretty much saying like, yo, take it, Lamont Roach, because the next person that's behind him is Lamont Roach, because Lamont Roach just had the draw with him that everybody feels like he beat him, you feel me? Like Gervonta Davis before this, he was untouchable. Everybody felt like he was unbeatable. Nobody was going to beat Gervonta Davis. Whoever got in there is getting knocked out. And now that all switched once he got that draw with Lamont Roach, you feel me? And after all this, Gervonta Davis also was saying like, yo, we know where you live. We'll pull up to your house. We know where you live in Marlboro. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, my people. Like, if we talking boxing, let's keep it boxing. But he's talking street out of nowhere, and that's what makes me feel like, man, he probably is going to call out the fight. Because if it wasn't, he would have said he's not.
That's it for today's movie. Stay tuned until next.